The ratings of European politicians are rapidly declining. In France, Emmanuel Macron's approval rating has plummeted to 25%. This is the lowest level since the mass protests of 2018. The president's disapproval rating has also reached a record high. Of the French do not trust the head of the Fifth Republic. The situation is even worse for German Chancellor Scholz. His personal rating, as well as the ruling coalition's, has fallen to a minimum. Moreover, yesterday's regional elections in Brandenburg showed Germans' disappointment with the current government's course. Scholz's party has only a 1% lead over the Alternative for Germany, and the region is key for the Social Democrats. All the details with Olga Davidovich. The German media call the results of the Brandenburg regional elections a defeat for the victorious Scholz. In fact, the Social Democrats won them for the 8th time in a row. However, such a victory feels more like a defeat. The media frenzy backfired. People were so scared by the victory of the far-right Alternative for Germany that both Christian Democrats and Greens voted for Scholz's party. As a result, the CDU performed so poorly that a coalition with them won't provide a majority, and the Greens are out altogether. The CDU won't be able to fulfill its promises if they decide to join left-wing coalitions. The only long-term solution now lies with the AfD. Incidentally, history repeats itself. 5 years ago, here in Brandenburg, the Social Democrats also narrowly defeated the Alternative for Germany by just 3%. Now the gap is even smaller. Brandenburg's current premier, Dietmar Woidke, went all in during these elections, stating he would leave politics if he lost to the Alternative.
This is an important victory for me, for my party, and for the state of Brandenburg. Because one of our biggest goals at the start of our campaign was to ensure stability, political stability. And I think now we have the opportunity to have a stable government for the next 5 years.
How this is possible is still unclear. Currently, the SPD in Brandenburg can form a majority coalition with the Alternative for Germany, which is naturally out of the question. Another candidate is the party of Sarah Wagenknecht. That's also not an option. She is a staunch opponent of deploying American missiles, the FRG, and arming Ukraine. Moreover, the AfD can now gain a blocking majority, meaning they can thwart several decisions.
Germany is run by a party cartel that mostly shares the same agenda. Be it the EU, Euro savings, or immigration, there are few differences. That's why I call it a cartel party system in Germany. And it needs to change.
Just 3 weeks ago in Thuringia in similar regional elections, the Alternative for Germany won, and in Saxony it became the second political force. Sarah Wagenknecht is also popular there. In short, Eastern Germans are disillusioned with the ruling politics.
The ruling coalition has made many mistakes in various areas over the past 3 years. Germany is facing a severe economic crisis. The economy is already declining. Many companies are closing their production and moving abroad. Unemployment is rising, presenting huge economic problems that the government is essentially unable to solve, with no program to save the economy. High energy prices, partly due to the closure of nuclear power plants and the sabotage of Nord Stream, with the government refusing Russian cheap gas. A heap of economic problems. The next issue is mass illegal migration, with 1 million Syrians, 500,000 Afghans, more than 1 million Ukrainians. All of this puts a heavy strain on the economy.
According to Politico, Germans blame Scholz for the sharp economic downturn. The average GDP growth rate during his tenure as Chancellor is the lowest since the EU was formed. Only 7. And we're talking about the locomotive of the European economy. The news of Volkswagen's plant closure and Intel's decision to postpone building its facilities in Germany was a real shock. As a result, the economy has become the second most important issue for voters after migration. And let's not forget the growing German dissatisfaction with the endless aid to Kiev. Scholz's rating is hitting all-time lows. Less than 20% of Germans support him. Olga Davidovich, Karina Ishkula, and Dmitry Startak First information.